Excuse the French, but holy shit, things just went down at Halas Hall. You're watching Bears Now. I'm Harrison Graham. Justin Fields calling out Luke Getsy today. Lots to dive into there, but you're going to want to stick around for that, believe me. Some bad news. Braxton Jones headed to injured reserve. We'll tell you what's going on there. And please subscribe to the channel. Bears news, rumors. We have some other updates to get to here on today's show. Trying to get to 73,000 subs as quick as possible. Multiple videos per day, including a video later this afternoon. You're not going to want to miss any of it. All right, let's get into the explosive headlines here. Justin Fields calling out Luke Getsy, and let's just call a spade a spade. That's exactly what he did during his press conference today. He also talked about himself as well, but let's just get into it here. First quote that really stood out to me. I just think when you're fed a lot of info at a point in time, it doesn't let you play like yourself. That's a direct shot at Luke Getsy to me. And what he's talking about here is changing up the footwork they've had. We've seen how slow the drop back is. There's a quote from a few months ago that I'm going to hit on another video where he was asked about this footwork that they've installed in him and if it feels good to him. And he said, not necessarily for me. I think we overlooked that at the time, but we've kind of wondered, is he being overcoached? Are they trying to do too much with him? Well, it's kind of what he's saying, right? That doesn't mean he's guilt-free from his level of play, which he acknowledged. We'll get to that as well, but that feels like a direct shot at Getsy. Like, hey, when you're getting fed too much information, you don't feel like you're allowed to play like yourself. That's a direct shot at the coaching staff. Here's more from Fields. He says, I feel like I wasn't necessarily playing my game, talking about this Sunday against the Bucs. Felt like I was robotic. Again, not playing like myself. My goal this week is to say F it and play football the way I know how to play football. That includes thinking less and going out there and playing off of instincts. And what I found interesting as well is Bears head coach Matt Eberflus said, I want Fields to play free. So is that new? Is that something they've wanted for a while now? Something feels very, very interesting here. Is Eberflus throwing Getsy under the bus? I wouldn't go that far with things, just because at the end of the day, he did later say it's a partnership. It goes both ways. We all have to get on the same page, but that's kind of the problem, right? It doesn't feel like anyone has been on the same page. And look, it appears that Justin Fields is going to go into this game at least with a different mindset than he has up to this point in the season, and he obviously has to play better than this. Less than 61%, 2 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. He needs to run more, which is something he talked about. And look, I don't want to frame this out as like Justin Fields just buried the coaching staff and didn't take any blame. He said, everyone knows I have to play better. I know I have to play better. He even said later on, he said, if I had to say, it's more me than the coaching. So I think what he's kind of saying is, yeah, I feel like I've been fed a lot of information. There's a lot going on, and I feel like I'm playing robotic because of it. I want to play more loose. I want to play off instincts more. Like, I want to escape from the pocket earlier if I need to, if I don't like what I'm seeing. Here's what I want to see. Stop trying to make Justin Fields something he's not. And that is a robotic and timing-based pocket passer. I'm going to have a video later on of 5 ways that the Bears can fix Justin Fields, and a lot of it has to do with the footwork. We'll dive into that a little bit more, so stay tuned and subscribe. Cut it loose, kid. Let him be a weapon with his mobility. Don't overthink things. Like, there's a quote where he's like, from a few months ago that I mentioned earlier, where like with this new footwork on the drop back, it's like specific clock in his head. Like each step is a specific amount of length, and you're just like, that's thinking way too much. Just play. Like you're a talented player. Just go play quarterback the way you know how to do it. Do you expect to see a better Justin Fields this week? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Whether or not it's better, we don't know. I expect to see a different Justin Fields this week. I think he's going to use his instincts more. Hopefully he's willing to let the ball rip a little bit more. We saw some of that this past week, and I definitely think he's going to run more, whether design runs are being called or not. I have no qualms or doubts about that. And what I do like is This is a quarterback, a player taking matters into his own hands. He's not stupid. He knows if it continues this way for the rest of the season, he's probably not the future. You got 15 more of these. Like, the time is now. You can't wait till week 6, week 7, week 8 to send this franchise a message that you are the answer. So hopefully him and Getsy can get on the same page. Getsy talks to the media tomorrow. That's certainly going to be very interesting, but quite an explosive day at Halas Hall today, to say the least. All right, you want to save money? You want to have more to spend on, especially, with Christmas a few months away? Well, you got to cut back on your spending now, and Rocket Money is the app that's going to help you do that. RocketMoney.com/Bears now. It's a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. With Rocket Money, you can easily cancel subscriptions that you no longer want, because what they do is they list all of your subscriptions and how much you're paying on them per month or annually on one screen, and you can see it right in front of you. Oh, wow, I'm actually spending like $200 per month on subscriptions, not $50, $60, $80. I'm going to cancel this one, that one, and boom, I'm saving $70, $80 per month, or whatever that number could be for you. For me, I'm saving over $100 per month, which is huge because my son's in daycare now. That costs a lot of money, and my wife and I are having to budget, and Rocket Money helps you set budgets as well, which is very, very handy, especially if you guys do have kids at home. But even if you don't, it's just a very nice resource for you. So download the app today, rocketmoney.com/Bears. Now, the over 3 million users that use Rocket Money save an average of $720 per year. That's a lot of extra dough to play with. rocketmoney.com/Bears now. Okay, let's talk injuries now. Braxton Jones headed to IR. Matt Eberflus announced that Jones will be on injured reserve, or is going to injured reserve with a neck injury. You always get concerned about that. I mean, that's not good, which means he's out at least 4 weeks. It's just not good at all. I mean, it's just not good. And I've been a little harsh on Braxton this year because the penalties have been a problem. But when he's played penalty-free, I think he's actually played some pretty good football. But now, again, kind of like with Kyler Gordon, you've got another second-year player development that is stunted here, as he's going to miss at least a month. That's just unfortunate. And now you think about the turmoil this offensive line has taken. Tevin Jenkins, he's out at least 2 more weeks on IR. Braxton Jones out for the next month. Doug Kramer, who probably wasn't going to be a starter, but he's on IR right now. Nate Davis missed last week. We'll have a note on him. He's actually back in the building, so that's a positive. But you've had a lot of shuffling already early on in the season. Now, the question is, who's going to play left tackle? Matt Eberflus mentioned Larry. You've got Larry Borom there. He actually mentioned Jatiri Carter as an option at left tackle. I think that's pretty interesting. That would be telling if they went to him over Borom. He did mention the idea of moving Darnell Wright from right to left tackle, but please don't do that. Stop moving rookies around. Like, I think he's playing pretty well at right tackle. He was a much better right tackle than left tackle at Tennessee. Like, let's not mess with that. Leave him at right tackle. I'd plug Larry Borom in there for this week, see how it goes, and then reassess. But that's kind of where the Bears sit at this point in time. Now, for Braxton, again, you look at how he's graded per PFF. The pass blocking's actually been pretty good. I actually agree with this assessment, but it's a little misleading because of the penalties. 5 penalties in 2 games, it's way too much. Like, when he gets back, like, he's got to stop grabbing. He can't false start. Like, those plays have to be eliminated. But I actually think he's playing some decent football. But now, again, he's going to miss the next month, which is certainly a bummer. All right, guys, show Braxton Jones some love. Type 70 in the comments, his jersey number. We wish him a quick recovery, and hopefully it is only just 4 games. But, yeah, it's definitely not good news when it comes to Jones and for the Bears offensive line. Okay, some other Bears updates. Well, there is no update on Allen Williams per Matt Eberflus, so for now, Flus will keep calling the defense. We wish for the best for Williams. Not sure what that situation is, but he is absent due to what the Bears are calling a personal situation. Eddie Jackson, his injury status is positive. They said the same thing with Darnell Mooney. Jackson obviously dealing with the foot injury, which makes you a little concerned because he had the Lisfranc last year, but they continue to be positive about that outlook, so that's good. Darnell Mooney, same boat, so certainly that's a positive. I expect Mooney to play this week. He talked to the media on Monday. I don't think they would have had him do that if that injury was serious. And then I mentioned earlier, Nate Davis back in the building after missing last week. due to a death in the family. So glad to have him back. Hopefully, he's ready to get back to playing football, and him and his family are doing okay. Obviously, a tough situation there, but the Bears could certainly use him. Hopefully, he's able to play right guard this week, and if he is able to play right guard, then you wonder, does Tyree Carter play left tackle? What do they do with him? Is it Larry Borom? So a lot of shuffling continuing on the Bears offensive line, but man, I got to be honest. The biggest story to me is this Justin Fields Luke Getsy development. Like, I am so intrigued to see where this goes, as there does not seem to be a lot of cohesion in that building right now. And listen, we'll be here to cover all of it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. My name is Harrison Graham. We'll be back with a video later today, so subscribe, and we'll see you then.